I got an alert on my phone asking me to come and collect fertilizers. I got there and met a long queue. They were pushing and shoving, and there was commotion, so I went home. I went back the following day, and the days after, it was the same situation, so I gave up. The distribution of fertilizers has been problematic. I am one of those who don't have even a bag.
Voices raised in frustration. The distribution of fertilizers to farmers in Nigeria has been fraught with challenges and inadequacies. Many of these hurdles are man-made.
Most of the time, well, I collected mine, but my aged father is still alive. I've been trying to come and collect his own, but unfortunately, whenever I come, what they was telling me, it was a different story.
Is he registered properly?
Yes,
did he get a text message?
Registered. The card is presently with me now. I have the card with him.
The text message card on the laminated card.
After waiting for so long, we don't get fertilizers, so we leave. Up till now, no one has contacted me to come for my share. I am one of those who don't have supplies.
The
problem is that instead of the officials depending on our registration cards, they often say they want to use a prepared list, and this takes too long.
I want to
also point out some area of improvement. For instance, the redemption center should be increased to ward headquarters. By making ward headquarters redemption center, you are taking fertilizer distribution to the doorsteps of the farmers. Many people will just walk in there with a wheelbarrow and transport home their consignment. And then the issue of distribution of seed. The distribution of seed seems to be a little bit late. In the 2 years of our operating this GSM, let them bring seedlings around February end, along with the fertilizer. And then the quantity too should be increased from 2 bags to at least 4 bags.
Our government, sometimes you put yourself in trouble, and you put yourself for something that you will not benefit. After, they will waste your time, and then they will tell you, say, wait for some time, and your crop will get spoiled.
What kind of crops do you farm, sir?
Well, I used to farm maize, and this is sunflower. What you see now is sunflower, and maize, guinea corn, and cowpea.
Okay, so how much fertilizer do you need for all your crops, for all your farms?
Well, it depends on the land. Because like this one, I need at least about 2 bags of NPK.
In line with its drive for a vibrant economy, the federal government focused on the agricultural sector. It subsidized fertilizers by 25% and reached a pact with the state governments to do same. With the resulting 50% subsidy, farmers only have to pay half of the 6,000 naira cost price for a bag of fertilizer. But despite this magnanimity and laudable structures put in place to ward off sharp practices in the distribution of fertilizers, government has only succeeded in lining the pockets of a few. It is still an uphill task for farmers to get the product. Instead, the fertilizer comes here, a typical rusty rural market. It is from here that farmers have to buy the products initially meant for them.
We buy fertilizers at retail prices from the markets. I buy a portion for 150 naira. I'm looking up to God. I've bought 7 portions, and that is still not enough for my farm. But that's all I can afford.
The cheapest we buy from the markets is between 9 to 10,000 naira, and we still rush to buy. When the fertilizers arrive, they are sold to people who are not farmers. We are calling on government for assistance.
What do we do when we don't have fertilizers? The lady there has a poultry, so we buy our bird droppings as dongs for our farms.
Fertilizers are being sold to marketers and not to the farmers. I had to go to the market to buy for 5,500 naira per bag. I bought 12 bags for my farm.
From Anambra to Edo, Bauchi, Gombe, Niger, Kaduna, Zamfara and Osun states, in this rainy season, most fields are lush and green, but hardly from government-subsidized fertilizers. Here, the story of corruption and inefficiency is hot. A huge racket thrives at the expense of cheap food for Nigerians.
An official asked me to give him money so he can get me registered. I told him I was already registered, but he still demanded 600 naira, and I gave it to him.
Those distributing the fertilizers from the government are the same people barring us from getting our shares. How can an individual cut away 2 or 3 trailer loads of fertilizers? How will the poor farmers then get the product?
I never benefit from the allocation of government. I bought from individual sellers at the rate of 5,005, 5,003.
How much fertilizer do you need for your farm?
My farm, like this year, which I expand my farm, already now I've used 256 bags already on ground now, which I have target of. As I farmed last year, I even plant rice. 36 bags of rice, what I planted this year.
So with the fertilizer you got, was it enough for you?
It wasn't enough for me. I just managed the fertilizer to utilize the farm.
So why are you not getting government fertilizer?
They subsidize the fertilizer to the politician, not the farmer.
They do what?
To the politician, not to the farmers.
Well, I don't understand what you mean.
The politicians that are doing politics with them, they give them instead of giving the farmer, and they will come and be selling to the farmer.
So that's how you get your fertilizer?
Yeah, it's not reaching us direct.
You said?
The fertilizer is not reaching the real farmer direct.
Why do you think this is so?
So, what I feel is a part of the, I can put it this way, in the selfishness of the way, because they are not encouraging the farmers. Even now, as I'm saying, they're supposed to know some of our farm, but most of them don't know the farm.
So do you think because of the lack of fertilizer, to affect the crops in the farm?
Yeah, it affects crops in the farm, actually.
So far, government says about 10 million farmers have been targeted. Less than 5 million have benefited from the GES.
They created a dummy form that you go, if you are registered and you are very sure, carry your ID card. Don't care whether you receive a letter or not. Go to the retention center. A dummy form will be there, which your number will be sent to the cellular through that dummy form, and then you can access fertilizer. Yeah, then you can access fertilizer. I think that has been done successfully. I didn't get any complaint of somebody who registered and is here to have fertilizer. So even people who did not receive alert had access to fertilizer using that dummy form. You go to the retention center.
The only thing is that you make sure your name is registered. And if you have telephone, that is fine. We'll prefer that one so that it will be easy to communicate with you by sending you a text. And could you believe, even sending a text, sometimes there's a third-party text. Someone will receive the text and will send it to his own partners who will hold phone booth. So all that one, we know the tricks. So there's a code number which will not appear on the third-party text. So that's why that we have identified this, and there's no way they can go on it. So people are getting the fertilizer through identification, as I've told you earlier, either by the district head, village head, or any community leader on that particular ward. Once he identifies you, yes, your name appear on the list, so you are free to redeem the 2 bags.
We have limited redemption centers.
That's the next question I was going to ask. Are there enough redemption centers?
Not enough redemption centers. When I came, we had just 32 redemption centers in the whole of Niger State.
When was that?
Just about 6 months ago. And I said, no, we need to scale up that. A farmer may not have the resource just for a bag or 2 bags, to travel about, to spend about 500 naira to get to a redemption center to collect just a bag or 2, and he's not even sure, because there is always this skepticism. Will I even be able to get the 1 or 2 bags of fertilizer? So that is the challenge. Our hope is that every ward should at least have a retention center, so that a farmer can even trek, to a redemption center, to get his bag or 2 fertilizers. And that's what we're aiming at. As we scale it up, it is now 52 redemption centers, but we have 274 wards. The challenge, of course, to the agro input dealers is that if they are going to open up, it means that they'll have to spend so much money in.
But it is not all about tales of corruption and inadequacies, as government has indeed recorded some success stories in the procurement and distribution of fertilizers to farmers. The GES system is a remarkable improvement on the old system, where less than 11% of fertilizers got to the end users.
I know nobody is perfect 100%, especially this is the second year we are trying this method. But if you look at it, compare the previous years back we are doing, I think we need some encouragement. Because initially, one person will come and take 600 bags, and it's not a farmer, and he'll go and sell the 600 bags in bulk. So we stopped it. We decided 600 bags should go and distributed to 300 persons to 2 bags. So which one is more genuine and more authentic? So people, they are eager. Unfortunately, I tell you, they don't have the money. And they register as much as possible. One can register 30 people in his house. So when you register 30 people, you are entitled to get 30 bags. 3,000 times 30 bags, that is 90,000. And he doesn't have even 10,000. So the best option for him to go assess, collect the money from who had the money, maybe take only 10 bags, and that person will pack the 20 bags. So he can pack up to a trailer and take it away.
To be able to have access to the GES system. And people didn't understand the workings of GES. Neither the users nor the dealers understood very well what GES was about last year. But this year, both parties have come to understand how useful the GES system is. And it works so well. I will score it very high in this thing.
I want to commend the federal government for assisting farmers through the growth enhancement support scheme. I actually made acquisition of fine tools such as fertilizer and improvement very easy for us, and also accessible and affordable.
We had to really bring out the process, advertising through publicity on NTA to tell farmers, look, the moment you receive the first text message, all you need to do is just press as you receive, and then once you press and receive, just drop. You don't even need to say anything. The center in Abuja will have acknowledged that this man has received this text, so meaning that he's genuine. Then you will wait for the next text message. Once you are registered, then the system will tell you, oh, this man is genuine, so we'll go to the next district, and then they'll send you another text message to tell you, go to a particular redemption center to collect 2 bags of fertilizer and a bag of rice, improved rice or maize, depending on. And once that is done, you find that farmers have access to this with ease.
Since inception, let me just quickly put it this way. If we take it from 2012, which was the start year, we have taken the total number of farmers that we enumerated in 2012, which was about 4.2 million farmers. All right? If we take it from there, that out of that 4.2 million farmers, we were able to get about 1.2, 1.3 million farmers to redeem fertilizer seeds under that program in 2012. Now, moving up to 2013, we've been able to register in 2013, about, I think we've crossed over 5 million in terms of what we have registered in 2013. We've crossed over 5 million.
Plus the last year figure.
No, if we add that, then we are looking at 9 million plus. But for 2013, we've crossed about 5 million, thereabout, of farmers that we have. But of course, when we're now targeting the farmers that are to redeem, we are looking at both 2012 and the ones that were registered even this year. But if we look at, I want to separate it so that you can now, if you look at the 5 million that were, now for this 2013, we've been able to get over, in fact, I will say about 3.6 million farmers that have redeemed. But of course, the issue is that the 3.6 million farmers, some of them were registered in 2012, some of them got inputs in 2012, and of course this year they are still getting it. But of course you have new farmers that are just getting inputs. At least if you look at it at 1.2 redeemed last year, now we're having over 3.5 as we talk, and it's still running.
Government is hoping that the hurdles in the way of the GES system will be removed with time.